At this time, I'd like to call the meeting to order. The first order of business, we're going to ask Mr. Brian Sloan to lead us in prayer since this is the first night of the new school year, or the new year 2025. So if you'd join us in prayer.
Our Father, we're thankful for this time together. Thank you for these folks who have gathered out. Lord, I just pray that you help us through the year. We ask guidance and everything we do. Thank you for those that will be sworn in tonight, and we ask that you bless this year. In Jesus' name, amen.
We are fortunate tonight to have Judge Patty Walters Lane with us. Judge Lane, I asked you, put you on the spot since we have a few of our students here. How about just a quick kind of a constitutional lesson about your role in swearing in elected officials here in Hall County? By the way, congratulations on being selected by your peers as the probate judge of the year. So.
Thank you. He said this mic is live, so I'm assuming y'all can hear me. Nothing like being asked to just on the spot give a civics lesson. So, in our state, we have 159 counties, which means we have 159 elected probate court judges. So whenever our guys down at the Capitol decide they want to give a duty to somebody that's going to be close to home, guess who gets that duty? Me. So because I am here, and you have one of us in every county, and our job is created in the Constitution of our state, meaning that it's not decided by anybody that I'll exist. My job was created many years ago and will always exist unless there's an amendment to our Constitution to get rid of the probate court judge. Hopefully that won't happen. That being the case, it's my job to swear people in. I swore in Judge Brakefield back there when he took office. We did that before January 1st because everybody else has been working since January 2nd. So I swear in the clerk of court, I swear in the sheriff, I swear in about a dozen or so people. And that's just one of my duties. I have a ton of duties. If you're ever curious, you are welcome to come to my court and hang out. We'll be glad to tell you all about it because I am probably more excited about my duties than any of y'all would be. We have a long, long list. If you ever want to have a new cattle brand, probate court's where you come. That'll just be your teaser, okay? Anything else you want to know, come over to probate court and we'll be glad to share with you. But this is one of my duties, so I'm excited to swear y'all in tonight. I think, who's going first?
We're going to do Mr. Harrington, by the way. This is Craig's, correct me if I'm wrong, 7th time in being swore in. Craig's family, thank you for being here. His mom, so don't do anything, Craig. Your mom's here watching.
So you know how to do this. I'm going to give you a whole oath, and then when I pause at the very end, you can tell me whether you do or don't. Works? Raise your right hand. Do you, Craig Harrington, a citizen of the state of Georgia, being an employee of Hall County and the recipient of public funds for services rendered as such employee, hereby solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Georgia? Do you further solemnly swear or affirm that you will truly and faithfully discharge all the duties required of you by law as a member of the Board of Education of Hall County to the best of your ability? Do you further swear or affirm that you are not the holder of any unaccounted for public money due this state or any public political subdivision thereof, that you are not the holder of any office of trust under the government of the United States, nor of either of the several states, nor of any foreign country, and that you are otherwise qualified to hold this office according to the Constitution and laws of Georgia, and that you will support the Constitution of the United States and of this state, and that you have met any residency requirements for this office? And do you further swear or affirm that, as a citizen of the state of Georgia, an employee of Hall County, and the recipient of public funds for services rendered as such employee, hereby solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Georgia, so help you God?
If we could get Craig's family to come on up, let's get a good picture with Judge Lane so that Jimmy will take those, we'll get them to you. Special. Judge, would you get in there with them, please? Congratulations. Deb, can he sit back here now? Okay. All right, Bo.
All right, we're gonna do the same thing. All right, do you, Bo Shepherd, a citizen of the state of Georgia, an employee of Hall County, and the recipient of public funds for services rendered as such employee, hereby solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Georgia? Do you further solemnly swear or affirm that you will truly and faithfully discharge all duties required of you by law as a member of the Board of Education of Hall County to the best of your ability? Do you further swear or affirm that you are not the holder of any unaccounted for public money due this state or any political subdivision or authority thereof, that you are not the holder of any office of trust under the government of the United States, nor of either the several states, nor of any foreign state, that you are otherwise qualified to hold this office according to the Constitution and laws of Georgia, and that you will support the Constitution of the United States and of this state, and that you have met the residency requirements for this office? And do you, a citizen, Bo Shepherd, a citizen of the state of Georgia, an employee of Hall County, and the recipient of public funds for services rendered as such employee, do solemnly swear and affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Georgia, so help you God? All right. All right.
And if we could get a good picture with Judge Lane and the family, that'd be beautiful. We'll get those to y'all. Congratulations, gentlemen. Judge Lane, thank you, and some kids and I will be by tomorrow for that new stamp for branding, so, all right.
All right, now that we've had the call to order, motion to adopt the agenda with the one exception of moving the board swearing in first. Do I have a motion? Second? All in favor? We had to make a slight change. Mr. Thompson, over the holidays, took a little tumble, and he's having rotator cuff surgery at the moment. So he's out for a little while. All right, annual election of board officers. Vice chair and chair.
We have a motion from one of the board members for a vice chair and for a chair.
Do we have a second? All in favor? All right, do we have a motion for vice chair? I'll make a motion for Bill Thompson for vice chair. Second. All in favor?
We have a chair and a vice chair. Mr. Harrington, chair. Mr. Bill Thompson, vice chair. Thank you all very much.
Curriculum and instruction.
Right. Two quick items tonight, I think. First off, the district was the recipient of a couple of SWIC grants. That stands for Supplemental Workforce Investment for Construction Grants. And I have Rhonda Samples here who's going to explain that to our board and to our citizens.
In November, we had the opportunity. Now, we opened the new construction program at West Hall Middle School. And, I can't hear, so, at this school year, we opened the construction program at West Hall Middle School. And so that program is going great. We probably have a couple of hundred students, 200 to 300 students in that program currently. So that allowed us to apply for this grant. And I'm happy to report that we received $50,000 that will help pay that instructor salary this year. Plus, they are also the recipient of a toolkit with a value of $7,000. Last school year, we opened the construction program at Chestatee Academy. We only opened it as a half-time program. Because of the success of that program and the number of students, we were able to move that program from half-time to full-time. Because of that, that also qualified us to apply for this workforce investment grant. So I'm happy to report tonight that we also received Chastity Academy's grant to the tune of $50,000 to help pay for that teacher, plus a toolkit of $7,000. So in the next several weeks, both of our middle schools will be receiving those toolkits. In addition to that, some of our established programs were able to also apply for the grant. So LCCA HVAC program did, and West Hall High School construction program both applied. And so they each they're going to receive a toolkit, up to $2,000 worth of tools for established programs, because they already have some things. So this is just a little icing on top of the cake. So West Hall received $2,000 and LCCA received $2,000. And all of this news came as we were getting out for Christmas break on a Friday, and I'm like, all of a sudden one email comes in and another one, and I get 4 emails at one time, and I'm like, wow, this is the best Christmas present I've ever received. So all 4 grants that we applied for, we received, and we want to thank Construction Ready, and we're excited about what this is going to do for our students who are interested in this trades area for the future.
Thank you, Rhonda.
All right, only other item I have tonight is 2 field trips. No action for tonight. We'll revisit these in a couple of weeks, but there are 2 field trips, one from Davis Middle, one from West Hall High School. They're both out of state. And again, you look over those. If you have any questions over the next couple of weeks, feel free to reach out to me or my department. Thank you.
Mr. Bales, I think you also had some pretty good news in the last few days that we'll have more information on later, but out of our 36 schools, 2 are on what we used to call the needs improvement list, and 2 have exited with the latest test data. You want to just give a brief, which 2 schools have exited?
Absolutely. So great news again coming in over the holidays, but we have 2 schools that have exited off the list. LCCA has come off the list for graduation rate, and West Hall High School has come off the list. They were what's called a TSI school. It's targeted because it was very specific to a subgroup. That subgroup happened to be special needs students, and that group has come off the list as well. So that is great news for the Hall County School District.
And unheard of for a district this size, and I'd also let you know that I would have never bet anything that LCCA could ever get off the needs improvement list, because keep in mind, you have 8,500 high school students in this district. When they are struggling in their traditional schools, we try to get them to LCCA, where there's a much lower teacher-pupil ratio, where they get tremendous support and where they are successful, but it generally takes 5-6 years. You don't get credit for graduates that graduate in 5 years. I think it's fascinating that the same people who made that rule probably took 5-6 years when they went to college, but we don't count them at the high school level for students who are having challenges in their own lives. So amazing work by LCCA. Once again, I would not have thought that that current graduation rate could ever happen. Thank you to you, your team, and the LCCA team, Kevin. Cheryl, you or Brad going to talk to us about, Cheryl?
I'll be happy to. Thank you so much. I emailed you guys.
How much of an increase was it over last year?
Well, that, I
The-
think that was in your email
uh,
that I sent. Did you
Yeah.
check that? So in terms of the overall payroll increase that
The rate actually didn't increase. It's based on our total salaries that we pay. By the way, you can see that figure up there, $208 million. The other reality of workers' comp, and this is particularly for Bo because he hasn't been with us, we are self-insured when it comes to workers' comp until we get to those big numbers. And that's the excess coverage that we get, which would be the Lloyd's of London type coverage when we have large claims. So it's a good rate, it's a fair rate, it has not changed. Our salary obviously has over the last year, and so I'd like to recommend that we accept this bid as presented.
Second. Any other questions, discussion? All in favor?
Thank you, Cheryl. By the way, Cheryl, we also want to thank you for we've got 70% of our students that qualify for free and reduced lunch. Last Friday, you took advantage of the federal law that allowed us on a day that we had to call off due to a national emergency to send meals home with those students, some who that's the only meal or two they get every day. Thank you for doing that.
And I just want to say thank you to the principals and to you all for the support that you provide our kiddos, because we
Thank you to you and your team. Jonathan, TAVT receipts.
Yes, sir. TAVT receipts for the month of December were $1,070,920.28, which is slightly up over the same time last year. A little bit down from the month of November, but that is typical for this time of year. If you have any questions, just let me know.
Moving on to facility expansion programs, Matt.
So we have 3 requests tonight. These, we don't need action on these. These can be at the regular board meeting. First one is Early College North, Ivester. This is just to begin our renovations there. A lot of this work will be done through the Trades and Training Program. And then the other 2 that you see there are a portion of larger projects that we have coming. Both of these are for the Learning Commons renovations, the technology related to that, and furniture for those. I want to give an update as well while we're on this subject about the Learning Commons projects. We are nearing completion of those in all of our schools. We began this kind of a soft beginning in 2012 with AOD. Did a pilot in 2017 for West Hall High School, North Hall Middle, and White Sulphur Elementary, and then kind of picked back up again the next year. And we've been working hard to get these completed. So these are the last 2 that are kind of more the standalone. We have a couple of larger projects that are coming on, Johnson High and Everwood, that will be finishing up later. But we are nearing completion, so these will be we're getting to the end of these, I guess is the point.
And so before you tonight, you see the 2 standalone, which Tadmore Elementary and Stardust Elementary. It's the same flavor that you've seen in all the visits we've made. And both for your information, how we do this is that we start with the school leadership and the media specialist, and we begin the design with the instructional needs in mind. So we did that with these schools, and they've been involved in the process all along, including up to making the final color selection that aligns with their approved color palette, so that they're involved from the very beginning with this. And if we order by February 1st, we are set to install this summer, and we will have it ready for new teacher orientation at the school the Friday before teachers come back for pre-planning.
By the way, those of you who remember the days of the sunken living room, for some reason there was the sunken media center 50, 60 years ago. This will be the last of our sunken media centers that gets fixed at Tadmore Elementary School. The other thing, Aaron and I will be in a position, hopefully by our February meetings, to announce another significant donation for 4 media centers from an area benefactor. And also keep in mind up top that the Early College North renovations will be covered by the $1 million donation from the Ivester Foundation, and that will be, and I'll say this twice, that will be your advanced construction students along with their teacher making the vast majority. They've already moved their shop over to White Sulphur campus or the Ivester Early College North campus, and they will be doing the vast majority of those renovations, and we're thinking at a savings of somewhere between $400,000 and $600,000. So that will be your students making those renovations for the North campus.
They're getting real-world experience.
It is a real job site. They show up, they follow all the OSHA standards, they do it to task. Matt comes out and checks on them and says what they need done, and it's pretty incredible. So, well, It's got to be done before next August, because that's when we're starting to have classes out there, but I suspect they'll be done next summer sometime. So, Deborah, you come out, and it's a little like Habitat, if we can, we'd let you come, so bring your tool belt.
Got some new tools for Christmas, so.
E-splashed. Jonathan?
Yes, sir. East collections for the month of December were $3,578,626.77. That is up a little bit over last year, but also, just like with TAVT, it's a little bit down from last month, but that's typical. If you have any questions, just let me know.
And Matt, this is a very exciting time. Again, it's amazing what the penny sales tax has done for the facilities in this district over the last 15, 20 years. Also, the passing of the 10-year facility plan. Give us some updates on some of your latest projects that are happening right now.
Sure. First off, we have Everwood Elementary School, the replacement school for Oakwood and McKever Elementary. I was just out there today. We're getting deep into finishes. Actually have the heat on the building now, which is nice. And one of the big steps that we've come across this past week is that we've learned that we will get the sewer pump that we were hoping for. It's going to be here next month, so it should be here in February. So that should bring us to an April completion as we had hoped. So that will work really well with us getting all of the work that we need to do for orienting the employees to the new building and all of that. So I was very, very excited about that information. But you see here in some of the photographs, you're beginning to see a little bit of color as we bring in the red and blue, the McKever red, the Oakwood blue. We're bringing that into the school as our school colors. But things are moving along very well.
Before Matt moves on, when he says sewer pump, I hope that perks your ears up. We do everything we can to get on city sewer. One of the deals that we made with the city of Oakwood at the time we purchased this was we had them annex the property, and we do have city sewer. So once again, that is a tremendous long-term benefit, probably worth between $1.5 and $2 million. But when he says sewer pump, it's simply to pump to the line, to the sewer main for the city of Oakwood. Questions on Everwood? Well ahead of schedule. Going to be another incredible place for young people to learn.
We'll probably not really until the summer. We'll have furniture, so we'll be bringing the furniture in. We're not going to be moving a lot of furniture over. So we'll begin to do some orientation. We talked with the principal today about bringing staff over. We're thinking sometime in April. Right now, it's not quite safe enough to have a lot of folks walking around, but they haven't had a lot of time to spend in the building. So that's probably going to be, a lot of it will be this summer.
So Deborah, to add a little more specifics, we'll be moving the staff first from Oakwood over, and then the following week we'll be waxing all of Oakwood, and then we'll be bringing World Language Academy Elementary to Oakwood the following week, and that week we'll be bringing the folks from McKever over. So it's very much a sequence so that the folks from World Language World Language Elementary, if they choose to, they'll be able to get into their rooms on July 1st. So
we're gonna try. Kevin and I haven't told Matt yet, but we're gonna try to have a limited summer school there so we can work out the kinks. And so that proved to be very beneficial in terms of with a couple hundred kids getting things worked out before you show up with 1,000. So, sorry, Matt.
No, that's fine. Next up is North Hall High School. Again, here, if you go by there, you'll see that there is no practice gym. So it is gone now. I've gone through some of the same issues that we had at Johnson High, especially this being right in the middle of the campus. Relocation of gas, relocation of water, a few surprises. But all in all, we've come out pretty well with this. So we're working toward the next steps, which will be getting a building pad ready and beginning footings within the next month or so.
I would imagine that gym was built before they had to get certain permits, and plans are not real clear on where lines went.
You surprised. Basically, a lot of things passed through between those buildings. So we always wanted to connect these buildings, and I think we kind of know why we didn't now, but we're going to do it. So when we're finished, we'll be one building straight across, which is going to be fantastic.
And for those of us who've been North Hall parents, this is well past due. And thank you, Matt. That's going to be a great step forward for that community.
There's not much we can do. There's just so many slopes and whatever. But we are maximizing the front lot. There's a large island in the front, so you'll see us reorganize that. And we're adding, oh gosh, I want to say 30 spaces, but let me check that and I'll send something to
Total
you
was
guys.
75.
Yeah, I think we're adding 30 to 40 additional because it's just so awkwardly arranged right
And
now.
where they have 3 entrances, they'll go down to 2.
It'll be a
And
lot
Deborah,
tighter.
keep in mind, we've made this plan with the ability to take down that A hallway at some point if we want to, which would really open up the front of that campus nice with the addition.
Next, we have Johnson High. Johnson's a little bit further ahead, started up a little bit earlier than North Hall. There you're seeing the detention pond is in place. We've gotten past a lot of those underground surprises here. And so we're beginning footings within the next 30 days. You'll see that on the list as one of the things we're actually already starting some of those. But detention ponds in place, that was a big step. So if you look at the aerials there, you can really see that kind of how things are going to look when we're complete, where the building's going to go. Next up, the bus maintenance facility. These last two, we really just wanted to get you all accustomed to getting the reports. Not really a lot has happened at this point. We've done some of the underground stormwater. We were able to get a little bit of grace from the county, so we're only having to take care of the stormwater for the part that we're adding, which is really good. So we're doing
And that picture right there, please. Just go ahead, Matt, I'm sorry.
Yep. So, but as you know, this one is an addition to the end of the building here. We'll have 2 service bays, one additional bay that is mostly for part storage where they're very tight on space, and the rest of that area will be administration.
Once again, keep in mind that that circa 1970 bus garage was built for 175 buses. We have 425 buses. They do an incredible job. We service some buses remote outside with a service truck. This will add 2 bays. Bo, you weren't part of that, but if you think of that gable that's coming out toward the red clay there, it just extends that gable, puts in 2 more bays with lifts, and will again increase by 40% our capacity to serve buses on that facility. So.
I think one of the things the bus department will find or be happy about is extra restrooms there.
Yes. Yeah, we're improving the restroom situation greatly, so they will
Being at
appreciate it.
Mindley, we don't have driver restrooms. We have the mechanic restrooms that the drivers use when they're there. There will be some driver area to sit, to have a sandwich, to use a restroom, and that will be a major benefit for our drivers.
Last project we have tonight, again, this one is just beginning, but Flowery Branch High School addition. If you recall, this is an addition to the engineering lab. And basically, we're basically just breaking ground here. Just wanted to go ahead and begin to get these reports for you. So these will be the ones you'll see. All of these projects, not all of these projects, let me see. Everwood and Bus Shop and Flowery Branch will be complete this year. By this fall, Everwood, as well as we've talked about, North Hall and Johnson, a year and a half. So fall of 27, is that right? 26. Fall of 26.
Questions for Matt? A lot going on, and somehow you continue to do it while we continue to have school. And thank you, that's exciting.
Carla, you're up.
You'll see under personnel tonight, we've got the personnel packet. We, since this is a work session, we do not need action on that tonight, but if you've got any questions at all, I'll be happy to answer those.
Please look that over. You'll have plenty of time to call or email us with any questions. And again, we'll approve that at our next meeting. Mr. Harrington, I believe we'll go into, Aaron, your conference room for a very quick superintendent evaluation and then come back out for our training. Kevin, you want to give us any heads up? And thank you, Mr. Cochran, again from Pioneer RESA, for being here and helping us with our training session tonight.
Absolutely. We want to thank Tim Cochran again from Pioneer RESA being here. He's going to deliver the first half of the module on legal issues and ethics. Attorney Corey Kirby will deliver the second half of this module in April to the board. And so, again, for those of you not familiar, our board undergoes annual training at a minimum of 9 hours, but in order to be a superior board, we have to go through more than that. So we do 12 to 15 hours of this every year, and so you've seen what that calendar looks like, and we're on pace, and I appreciate Tim being here to deliver that tonight.
Motion to go into executive session.
First, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to, all the names involved, everyone that had part in making my new name tag. You know,
It just showed up at the door.
We try and help you out as much as we can. So do I have a motion? Second? All in favor? We'll be a few minutes in the executive session, and then I think they have a meal for us, and then we'll be doing their training.
Stan, just leave some dessert. Don't take all the dessert back there.